Hey everyone, so this is going to be my first video blog thing. I recently was on YouTube and saw some videos of other people posting stuff about their Lyme experiences, and so I figured, what the hell, I'll do it too. So just a little bit about my story is we went camping, Spring River, Arkansas, Hardy, Arkansas. I got a tick bite, and that was May. It was Memorial Weekend of 2011. It's now March 2013 right now. But anyway, so we go camping, get a tick bite, pull the tick out, I think a day later after it had latched on. Go to the doctor a couple days later. Luckily enough, I had a friend that I worked with at the time that knew about Lyme disease, so she told me to go. So I went, and they tested me. I just went to my regular doctor. They tested me, and it came back positive. So what they did was, before the test came back, she went ahead and put me on a week of doxycycline. And then the test came back a few days later, and they added another week, so 2 weeks total of antibiotics. During that 2 weeks, I'm trying to remember, we had a beach trip in June, so I took my 2 weeks of antibiotics, felt horrible, completely horrible those 2 weeks. Was having extreme headaches, extreme joint pain, fatigue, nauseousness. I mean, I just felt horrible. I felt like I had the flu. So I thought it was just from the antibiotics. And then, like, literally the day I quit the meds, we went to the beach. So doxycycline, you're not supposed to be in the sun. So I was pretty much frying in the sun, what I felt like. I didn't really look like I was burnt, but that's what I felt like. I had tingly sensations in my hands, numbness, all that stuff, which I think that was just from the medicine. But get home after our beach vacation, which got engaged, so that was a good trip. Still engaged. We're getting married this year, but anyway, get back. The headaches continued. I just blamed it on, menstrual stuff, stress, tiredness, all these other issues. I used to deal with migraines, so it wasn't out of the ordinary for me to have headaches. But that continued for, ever, it seemed like, a month. So I got to talking with the girl that I worked with at the time that knew about Lyme. She said, you probably still have it. Start researching. Gave me a number of a Lyme litter doctor in Missouri. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, by the way. And the waiting list for that was like, I think they were going to get me in like January. But she said, I could be on the waiting list in case there was a cancellation. Luckily, they called me a couple weeks later and said, hey, can you be here in a week? So luckily, I was able to go. My job is pretty flexible, and I have an awesome boss, so I was able to get off work and go. He didn't do any testing. I just brought my lab work. Oh, let me backtrack. In between this time, I went to a infectious disease doctor in Memphis. They did another blood test. The Lyme test came back negative. So he basically said, you have nothing. So, the 2 weeks of antibiotics cured it, and you're good to go, basically. Didn't really do anything about my symptoms, and just kind of sent me on the way. I was pretty pissed about that, because I knew something was wrong. Anyway, so go to the Lyme doctor in August of 2011. He looks at my 2 tests, said that the test that the infectious disease doctor did was useless, and I was lucky to get a positive test the first time at my regular doctor. He said the reason I was feeling so horrible was because that 2 weeks of medicine probably just pissed the Lyme off. You know, he said I could have gone untreated and probably felt fine, but the 2 weeks of those antibiotics probably just, pissed the Lyme off, and they were not happy and in full force. So that's why I was having all these symptoms. So anyway, he gives me a ton of antibiotics, intestinal yeast stuff, digestive enzymes, magnesium, vitamin B, D, I don't know, the list goes on and on. So he gives me all this stuff to take, tells me to go on a gluten-free diet, which I never did. That's why I'm kind of doing this video today, is because I plan to do all of that dieting now. Because so far, just the medicine alone is not really doing much. I feel a little bit better, but I figured, what the hell, I'll do the diet too. So anyway, so I go back and see him a few months later. He changes my stuff around. He had me on, all these different antibiotics, and he changed them around, which is good for the Lyme treatment. It keeps the Lyme, surprised, because they can lay dormant and get used to the antibiotics. So I was changing stuff up quite often. I was also having Herx reactions. My first Herx reaction, which I didn't know was a Herx reaction at the time, was in the middle of the sleep. I was sleeping, middle of the night, and I wake up screaming because I felt like I had a knife stabbed into my knee, under my kneecap. My fiance was freaking out because all I could do was scream because it hurt so bad. He didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't move my leg. I couldn't bend it. I couldn't straighten it. And I just had to lay there for what seemed like eternity, but it was probably, a few minutes. And then it finally, the extreme pain went away, and then my knee ached for about a week after that. I thought it was a cramp of some sort. I didn't know. He told me about Herx reactions, but I didn't know exactly what they were. So I had called them a few days later and told them about that, and they said, oh yeah, that was a Herx. So not fun. So he was telling me to, stop the meds for a week or two, give my body a rest, and then start back at a lower dose and kind of move my way up from there. My second Herx was, I don't know, timeline is not good. I need to write stuff down, but I was at work and in a meeting, and my heart started racing. Then it would feel like it skipped a beat, then it would race. So it freaked me out. I thought, my mom's got all these health problems, leukemia and heart issues, so I was like, oh great, here, we're just going to add another thing to the list, thinking it was the heart stuff. So I actually went to a minor med because I was like hyperventilating because I was freaking out. Turned out that was just anxiety, which I had never had before. They prescribed me some kind of like low dose of anxiety medicine, which I never took because I didn't need it. I realized what it was. Let's see. So, okay. Anyway, sorry, sidetracked. Find out there's a Lyme literate doctor closer to Memphis, only an hour away as opposed to 5 or 6 hours. So I start to see him, I think last year sometime, I don't know, 2012-ish. He knows about my other Lyme doctor up in Missouri, and agrees with everything he does. This guy's more of a holistic type. He does give me antibiotics and prescriptions and all that good stuff, but he also adds a lot more vitamins and has been telling me to get on a strict diet, which I haven't been doing. He also told me to stop working out. I was working out. I had hired a trainer last year around this time, and was doing awesome. Loved cardio, loved lifting weights, heavy weights. I was losing inches. That was awesome for me. But he said to stop it all because towards the end of that, I started feeling awful. I would do like a P90X video, which I know those are really hardcore, but at that point in time, I was the hardcore worker-outer. So yeah, so he tells me don't work out. I was kind of bummed, kind of depressing. So onward, he changes my meds around a little bit and finds out that I have a thyroid issue, which I think might just be from Lyme. I've never really had an issue from that, but I've also never been tested, so who knows. So he's got me on thyroid, hypothyroid medicine, also adrenal gland stuff, which those drops, by the way, are disgusting. I had to change to a capsule. The drops that you put under your tongue taste like poison, but if you do them in a couple drops at a time, it's bearable. Anyway, so here I am. It's March 2013. It's actually my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Love you. Oh, another thing. Found out that I have increased yeast. Not just the girly yeast infection, but internal, and it's caused mental issues. I forget things a lot. My fiance and I joke about it because his memory is horrible. Mine's always been awesome, and now I'm probably worse than him. So I have to-do lists everywhere. I mean, there's notes everywhere. You should see work. I have to-do lists. I really have to write stuff down. I have to put stuff in my phone because it's horrible. But anyway, I get sidetracked like this a lot. I'll walk into a room and not know what the heck I was doing, which I used to do that, but it's worse. Oh, another thing that makes me wonder is the tick bite that I had was actually on my scalp right here. So it makes me wonder, if all of the extreme headaches, the memory loss, all of like stuff up here makes me wonder if that's if it matters where you get the tick bite. I know some people have had them on their legs or their arms or their back or whatever, but mine was right here, close to my brain. Not very exciting, but so far I think I've been one of the lucky ones. I've seen a lot of stories and read a lot of blogs and videos online of people that, I couldn't even imagine. I don't look that great right now. My hair's a mess. I just woke up, but a lot of people are in wheelchairs and can barely walk, and I feel very blessed to be one of the lucky ones. I can't work out. I can't, do laundry or clean or sweep without being exhausted the rest of the day, but I feel like I'm lucky. So, anyway, that's my introduction, I guess. So, maybe I'll do this once a week or once a month. We'll see. So, until then, see you guys later.